everybody, good morning. This is Jean here, Jean Truelove from Truelove Quilts for You. Must excuse me for looking down, navigating my way through the woods here. Fairly early morning. We've made an early start today. Ian and the boys have been chainsawing and cutting down some trees on the property. Some more trees. As you can see, what we've been doing is we were trying to create a path, a trail, quad trail for Maxwell, and we've come to the end of the road. There's still about 4 acres back there that we could go through, but as you see here, we have a bit of a roadblock. There's been so many trees have fallen in these woods. They're pretty gnarly woods here. Over the years, a lot of trees have fallen, but recently, I don't know if you were seeing it on the news, probably not, or maybe, there in the state of Pennsylvania where I'm in America, 2 tornadoes touched down, and one only about 20 minutes from here. And did a tremendous amount of damage. We had gotten the warning on our phone, take shelter, go in your basement, and the wind here, and we are a bit petrified with the trees. Even if you don't live in the woods, we're in a very green tree area here in Pennsylvania. Trees were being picked up like toothpicks and dropped. The tornado. The tornado actually touched down 25 minutes from here, and did a tremendous millions of dollars worth of damage to a car dealership. The whole roof blown off, cars tossed about like little toy cars. Horrific, horrific. And we have a friend whose house was damaged, not destroyed, but damaged. So the wind and the natural disasters that are happening, the storms all over, it's really quite something. So we came down here trying to make the woods a bit more safe. As I said, the boys were, Ian is with the boys and they're chainsawing over that way. But as you can see, we have our work cut out for us. That has to come down. Now that tree over there, I don't know if you can see, about a 10-foot high stump, roots, a root ball. That tree fell. Now that tree fell many years ago. As you can see, that is a huge tree. And that's as far as we got. We have an old lawnmower. We do have a sit-down mower now but we can't bring it back here in the woods. We have an old push mower. We're trying to cut some trails for Maxwell. But before he comes in the woods with his quad, obviously we have to make the woods safe. Look at that thing. That was just snapped from one of the storms. The storms we're getting, oh, it's so very frightening. And the floods, this property, as you know, has flooded. catastrophically many years ago. It's been recovered, but they did the bridge, which I think I'll walk down to the bridge. The bridge is nice and repaired and new. It's so funny about the bridge. We were concerned that since it's been so nice now, that the traffic would be a lot, and that's not happened. That's not transpired. I think because the bridge was closed for 6 months, people found a new detour, and it's a little bridge, so the detour was easier. So so lovely. Oh my goodness, look at this. Look at this tree. Now let me see if I can show you this tree. I just noticed that one behind. Look, can you see how it's arching? Let me see. It's completely going in an arch. Crazy. Crazy. You don't have to worry, I have my heavy boots on. There is quite a lot of deer poop along these trails. We've made it very easy for the deer now, because animals prefer a trail. They're just like humans. If there is a trail to be had, the animals will find it. You would think they would go in the woods, but they'll go along a trail, and so there's some fresh. Actually, that looks quite big. I hope it's not a bear. I don't think well, there have been black bear sightings here. I'm okay. So this is a little bit of woods, and I'll turn this around, show you what we're trying to do for Maxwell. So here's a bit of woods that, if it was pretty, would be very pretty. We're trying to get it safe for him to be able to ride through here. Ian has lopped down quite a few of the low branches. And again, as you can see, these are trees that have actually just not been cut, just fallen over the years, either with the Dutch elm or the ash disease, or with storms. Look at that thing. Oh my goodness. Tremendous, tremendous trees come down here. So Ian and the boys have marked the ones that need to come down immediately. Widow makers. But as you can see, so many of them are down anyway. Look at that lot. That was a storm. The storms in this area. Even when we obviously now live it more in not in the country. I mean, there's a main road right over there, but the storms in this more wooded area are wreaking havoc. Wreaking havoc. Look how they're just snapping. When our son lived here, he had taken down quite a few trees around the property. So we have about an acre that's cleared around our home. And those trees, we've had a tree surgeon come out and look. They're nice and healthy. And as you can see, again, this is the little trail we've made for Maxwell. He is enjoying his quad. There's a little, our son had raised pigs. We're going to try to get this area cleared in here. I said to Ian, I was reading about goats. Not necessarily that I want to raise goats, although obviously we have the land. We could. We have the pen. There's something called goatscaping. A man has made a business out of having a herd of goats. I believe 10, 50, 60 goats, and they come in and put up a fence, a perimeter. Obviously each homeowner situation is different, and they let the goats goatscape, because goats eat anything. So they make sure that the property is safe for the goats and the homeowner knows what to expect. But I was thinking, oh, let's get a goat. And Ian's like, well, we'll talk about it. But this mess here. But then again, we have a clearing, and it's safe near the house. So again, this is what I'm looking at. This is just some of the wood that we've cut down. Just this past year. We do burn a lot of wood in our wood burning stove. I have been working on my Dear Jean quilt. I was so bummed. My Juki foot pedal broke, and Ian said, "Oh, it's probably just a shorted wire, loose connection or something." And we took it apart, and yes, it was. And then we sort of fixed it, but then it stopped again and on and off again. And I thought, oh my word. So he said, just buy a new one. So $150 later. And this is why you have backup machines, right? Because I was doing some beautiful free motion quilting with my Juki. I love my Juki, my mini. And on my Dear Jean quilt that I have to get ready by August 16th, as you know, I've been doing tutorials on making that quilt, and I'm free motion quilting the whole thing. And I was saying to you before, it's funny, I was saying that you have to quilt a quilt the same consistency, the same distance. Well, I've ended up quilting this quilt about every inch. Every single inch. It's sort of a little bit, maybe a little bit too quilted, too close quilted. But the way I've quilted it, it's really nice. Some of the quilts in the quilt shows are quilted within every quarter of an inch, every eighth of an inch. And again, as I was saying, that the closer you quilt your quilting stitches, the harder, the stiffer your quilt will be. The stitches shrink the fabric. And anyway, so my quilt is being quilted about every inch or so. And I've had to change machines. I'm on my Brother now, which stitches nice. But I can't wait to get back to my Juki. I do like my Juki. But again, that's why you have backup machines. You need a backup machine or two to do different things. People say, why do you need all those machines? And I'm like, when one breaks, or if you're not near a service center and you have to send your machine out, forget that. So I'm doing that. Oh, it's lovely. Anyway, the boys are working hard here. Nice and quiet in the woods here. Don't worry, I have on my welly boots. I'm well protected. I saw some snakes skittering away. We have lots of snakes in the woods. Don't bother me. I'll take you down there, show you what they've accomplished just this morning. And there's their bonfire, ready to go. Wow. Yeah, it's going to make a big bonfire well away from the house. And here's the area. We're trying to clear this to make sort of almost a meadow. I had started clearing in there. Again, we got a sit-down mower, but we have an old lawnmower for this rough area here, because as you can see, this was the woods. Maxwell's quad. That's been worth its weight in gold. I'm telling you, we bought that for him to have fun, because as you know, Maxwell won't be able to drive a vehicle because of his epilepsy and his autism, but he can help us with this quad and with a trailer. And he's oops, they're loading the trailer with the rounds that they've cut down. They've cut down. This tree was cut down a while ago. Some of our equipment here. Well, oh wow, they've cut down these two big ones. I woke up this morning to this massive ring and this crash. So this is the area here, as you can see. We need a lot of work to be done. These 2 trees they've just cut down. Oh, 3, 4, making the area safe. And the horse farm is over there. And the goal is to be able to sit down here or come down here. I said, oh, it would be lovely if we had a lovely little gazebo. I don't think that's happening anytime soon. We did get some mosquito killers, zappers. They were, I think, about $60 a piece from Amazon. Boy, we put them on our deck. They work fantastic. We can sit out there now. There's 0 mosquitoes. So again, you can see there's a tree. It has to come down. So lovely, but it is frightening with the storms and all of the disasters. It's going back there to pick up these rounds. Our vehicles work hard for us. That's one of the trailers that we use. Good job, Ian. Working? Oh my word, look at that. Take you over to see what they've accomplished so far. So in addition to quilting, I can add lumberjacking because I will be out here helping the boys split these rounds. It's the wood splitter. And then I've got a wood chipper to make mulch. Hard-working men. They do work very, very hard. As you can see, Ian had painted the dangerous trees red to pull down, to cut down. So that's our morning. So again, I hope you are all keeping safe and taking care of yourself and your loved ones. Crazy weather patterns, flooding. Our hearts go out to the people in Germany and in Belgium, all over, who are suffering natural disasters. It seems one after another. Oh, I have to show you what I did. This is so silly. That's something I would do. I had made a quilt just with 10-inch squares and with some leftover fabric that I was making. I cut into 10-inch squares, and I really didn't like it. Don't know why I did the colors the way I did. So I had shown Ian, and I said, oh, there they are, it's chainsaw. I said to Ian, I said, what do I do with this quilt? And he said, oh, I know. Put it on the barn, darling. So we thumbtacked it up on the barn. It's a barn quilt, a literal barn quilt. It's fabric. Isn't that funny? I said, oh, well, at least it's doing some good. I would like to perhaps paint a barn quilt on our little barn here, but that's so funny. So we just tacked it up there. That's what we do. So here comes Maxwell feeding the bonfire. Yeah, they're down there chainsawing. Anyway, I'll say goodbye, folks. Everyone take care and have a safe and happy day. Bye-bye. Love from the Trueloves.